Hi YouTube, it's Neverest, and we're back with another video reacting to some Rev Says Desu on the censorship crusade issue. I said before that the censorship problem is, well, the final boss of supporting this sort of thing is what happened in what happens in North Korea. So let's see where this is going. But before we get into it, link to the original video will be down below, and comment, like, subscribe so your view counts as an engaged viewer. That's it. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're here. So today we're once again talk about censorship-related issues. Now, over the past couple of weeks, we've spent a lot of time talking about collective shouts, as well as payment processors like Visa and MasterCard.
Yep.
Now, today we're going to go a little beyond those groups, but I wanted to start off by talking about the most recent development, and then we'll get into the main topics for today. And as always, in case you're not familiar with the new changes on YouTube, even if you watch a video in its entirety, your view might not count unless you're a quote-unquote engaged viewer,
Yep.
aka someone who likes, comments, or subscribes. So doing those actions helps your view count and helps promote my video and spread the message, like we're going to talk about today, involving censorship-related concerns. Now, like I said, we're going to start with collective shout. There was a petition on change.org where there was hundreds of thousands of signatures on a petition going after that group, a group of feminists in Australia pushing for censorship, not just in their country, but across the globe. And they have been very successful recently with their new campaign where they put pressure on payment processors like Visa and MasterCard, which then in turn causes platforms like Steam or itch.io to censor or ban related games that are featuring adult content, or really anything that is problematic in the eyes of these groups like Collective Shout.
It's interesting to note they're not touching Pornhub or OnlyFans or anything like that. No, they just want to go after our games and anime.
But anyways, this is the quick update. The change.org petition involving Collective Shout has been removed. Yes, this is very spooky stuff, because at the end of the day, pretty much anything can exist on change.org. You could start a petition for pretty much anything at this point, and I'm sure it will be left standing. But this one involving Collective Shout has been taken down.
Well, I heard the Japanese government is doing a deep dive into Collective Shout and figuring out who their sponsors are, who they're financed by, who they work with, and whatnot. And I bet there's a lot of organizations like Change.org and MasterCard and Visa who fund them. So,
little suspicious if you ask me. But of course, like I said, that's the only real news we have with Collective Shout today. But there's a lot of censorship-related concerns involving other...
In short, Collective Shout's a bunch of Karens whose boyfriends probably played a bunch of video games. Same thing happened with Anita Sarkeesian in the original Gamergate.
Platforms, beginning with Adobe. So we have this Japanese artist saying this: I was uploading not safe for work illustrations to Adobe Cloud, and my account got banned without any prior warning. If I had known they were even monitoring the cloud like some kind of censorship, I wouldn't have trusted Adobe in the first place. I'm in the middle of filing an appeal, but if this doesn't work out, I might have to ditch Adobe altogether. They're just too high-handed. Here's the breaking free from Adobe. You can see the message down here, but basically Adobe is joining in the censorship crusade, where they're now watching what you do in the cloud and banning artists for their adult content, which seems a bit dystopian. Not too surprising given the current landscape we're facing right now, but very disturbing stuff. And we see this guy right here, okay, Zenko, who is a Japanese politician. He says this in the quote, saying, reports of censorship in Japan. It has been reported that after uploading not safe for work illustrations to Adobe's cloud service, the account was frozen without prior notice and the appeal was rejected. It is no exaggeration to say that even the contents of the cloud are now being monitored. Yeah. Well, this individual, by the way, Japanese politician who is anti-censorship, not just for Japanese content, but globally. This guy's doing a...
Yeah, because censorship ends, like I said, with North Korea. Um, it's not a good situation. It has its place, sure. I mean, like I said in a previous video, I don't want to watch snuff films, so I'm all for censoring that content. And like there was an incident involving Kitsuniro where somebody had posted pictures of dead children making an argument about the Russia-Ukraine thing, and it's like you can make the argument, but I have every right, and Kitsuniro blocked this person. Um, because like you have every right to make the arguments, just people don't want to necessarily see dead children on their feed. So of course censorship's good there as well. But yeah, freedom of expression through various types of artwork and whatnot, I don't see a problem with that. As long as it's not actually depicting dead children, for example.
Very great job, and I am very thankful for his work, and I'm glad to promote the guy as well. But he made another post, this time involving the Pixiv subreddit, saying this: I received a report from someone in the United States that the subreddit related to Pixiv on Reddit has suddenly been banned. The reason is still unclear, but since it was used as a platform for interaction among Pixiv's overseas users, there is concern that this could lead to a decline in Pixiv's ability to reach audiences outside Japan. It's apparently quite rare for a subreddit related to a major site to be banned. Reddit may not be familiar in Japan, but it is a major bulletin board service in English-speaking regions.
Yeah, we know Reddit would jump on
I told
that.
you guys, Pixiv was one of the many platforms that are very popular in Japan that have been targeted for a very long time by payment processors like Visa and MasterCard. Okay, we've all noticed very recently what's going on with Steam and Itch, but over on the Japanese side of the internet, these payment processors have been cracking down on many Japanese-centric platforms and services for a very long time now. And
yeah, they want to go after our anime. They don't want us to have cute anime waifus and dreams of mecha superiority.
And to see the Pixiv subreddit getting banned like this, it's all seeming very connected at this point and very bizarre, to say the least, and concerning. Now, today we talked about censorship-related concerns involving Adobe as well as Pixiv and Reddit, but let's move further. There's been other platforms that have been cracking down for, well, reasons, as we'll see. So now we're going to focus on the Archcast.
Never heard of
this.
this.
Is a YouTube channel that has been completely deplatformed by PayPal, another payment processor. So here's their post on Twitter saying this: I was just randomly deplatformed from PayPal, no reason given other than unusual activities. Nonsense, of course, and I was redirected to a page telling me about the rules of card companies. Please make sure to make some noise about this if you can and spread the word. Yeah, the reason they were given, the reason their account was ripped away and also their money was ripped away was because of unusual activity.
Which is, well, unusual activity is ambiguous, but that benefits the account holder in this case. Ambiguity in any contract benefits the party that does not draft it. So, yeah, like, what is unusual activity? They can't define it, and what seems unusual for one might not be unusual for someone else. So,
huh? What does this mean? Unusual activity. Care to explain? Now, PayPal will never explain the direct reasons why accounts like this have lost their money. Not just their account, but their money they had in their account. Because if they set a specific reason why, that might be used against them. And in this case, let me just say this, guys. For any, especially content creators out there, if you have a PayPal, I beg of you, dispense your payments as soon as you get them. Do not let money sit in your account, because PayPal at any moment can drop you, as we see here. And what they do is they drop you, they ban your account for whatever reason, and they take your money. Now, of course, your account
That's on top of the like 5% fees the 5% fees per transaction that they levy against you.
is no longer welcome there, but your money is. Oh, your money is. They will take your money and they'll basically say, go away. And here's another example of this. And, looking at this guy's account, like, what does he do that is so controversial that he deserves to have his PayPal account taken away? Just looking through this guy's account, right? He just looks like an anti-censorship type of guy. That's it. There's nothing super controversial here. The fact that his PayPal was ripped away is insane. And the fact that PayPal can feel so disgusted with his actions but still accept his money is quite ironic. Hopefully this gets worked
money's
out.
money.
It should, but I don't have much confidence in PayPal because, well, they're untrustworthy. Now, let's move on to another example of some censorship-related concerns involving this artist, Sin. Now, what did they do? Well, their Patreon account has been deleted without notification. That's right. Well, sadly, I've seen this coming for a long time now.
I've seen a few instances of this happening as well.
Patreon is not an advocate for free speech. They've been slowly but surely clamping down on anything they find problematic. And artists, I hope the best for you, but unfortunately, Patreon is not reliable right now. I've seen so many people have their accounts deleted like this without notification or warning because they have quote-unquote problematic fictional content, and it's horrible. And apparently this person's their attempt to file an appeal was rejected as well, and it's so frustrating. I feel so bad for people like this who've been shut down for absolute nonsense, and they have a whole thread going through why their account was removed, which of course is no reason.
Yeah.
There's no reason. And it's very frustrating. I feel for people like this. You know what? Like, I'm very careful about what I show in my YouTube videos. I don't want to get in trouble or get dinged with any sorts of systems, but like, this is the art we're talking about, right? Okay? A 22-year-old and a 24-year-old MC. Or OC, sorry. This is it. This will get you banned from Patreon. Absolutely insane stuff. I literally don't know what else to say. Unfortunately, it's just the way things are.
It's probably because the characters aren't wearing a burqa or something.
Like 4 or 5 different platforms engaging in arbitrary censorship, mostly not even giving a reason as to why they're doing it, and it's a sign of the times. It really is.
Yeah.
We move beyond like collective shout and the payment processors, but there's so much going on right now, and spreading the word definitely helps, and I hope everyone featured in this video finds their way back to their accounts or has some alternative, but right now, this is completely ridiculous, and I'll follow back this individual because their art's good, but also I feel for them in this situation. But yeah, just a terrible state of affairs right now. But anyways, support the people in this video, and that'll do it for now. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comments section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Yeah, so like I said, we got to get ahead of this sort of thing. Donald Trump's already done something about it with the executive order he signed recently, preventing MasterCard from blocking the purchases of certain games and whatnot on Steam's. I don't think it's limited to that, but yeah, we got to get ahead of this sort of thing because if they can do this, like the dude with his PayPal and stuff, what else can they do? How far will they go? The road between blocking quote unquote problematic artwork to monitoring what you do, how you do it, when you do things, and actually just structuring your life and everything like they do in North Korea is very much shorter than we think. So it's not a good situation. We need to get on top of this and deal with it. because otherwise we're going to be living in a dystopian world isn't too far off the mark. But that's my thoughts on it. And yeah, follow Rev, follow Sin's house, and go support the people mentioned in the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.